Hello students, let's do data handling exercise 26C. Page number 276, question 6. Use the data given in the following table to draw a bar graph. So we've been given a table, now let's begin to draw a bar graph. The first step is get your graph sheet ready and then draw your x-axis, which is the horizontal line. This is the horizontal line, which is the x-axis, and then we have the vertical line, which is the y-axis, and the point where they both meet will be O. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is put the markings on the y-axis. After this, we need to decide the scale. To decide the scale is what you're going to show on the y-axis, the numbers that you're going to show on the y-axis. Now we can't just start with 250, 300, 225, 350. We cannot write that. We have to go in order, and the gaps between the numbers also should be the same. You count in fives or tens or 50s or hundreds, but it should be done correctly. So for that, we have to look for the biggest number first. And as you can see, the biggest number here is 350. That we have to show on the y-axis. To show 350 on the y-axis, let's count in 50s. So let's count in 50s on the y-axis and reach 350. So that's 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300 and 350. So as you can see, we've got all the numbers in 50s. That means the number in between, this will be 25, then 50, then after that it will be 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, that way. So you need to remember there is a number in between which we have not shown here, but you should be able to read that when you draw your bars. So let's begin. Let's look at A. A is 250. So look out for 250 on your y-axis. It's here. So draw your bar in line with 250. So let's do that. So we've got a first bar. This is bar A, and this is in line with 250. So you have 250 there. Now go to the second one. Second one is 300. So look for 300, and 300 is here. Go in line with that and draw your second bar reaching up to 300. So that is 300. So this is for bar B. Now let's go on to question the C marking here, and as you can see, C is 225. Now where will we find 225? That is 200 here, 250 here. In between, the marking that you can see in between is 225. So your bar should be in line with 225. So the next bar is this, that is C, and that is in line with 225. Next one, D is 350, and we have 350 right on top. So our bar should be in line with 350. So our fourth bar, D, will be in line with 350. So let's do that. So that is D going up to 350. Now, E is 275. Where will we find that? So there is 250 here, 300 here. In between you have 275. So your bar should be in line with 275. So that's our next bar, bar E. This is for E. So E is 275, and the last one is 325. Now 325 on the y-axis is between 300 and 350, this marking in between. So your bar should be in line with 325. So we have the next one, that is F. This is 325. So we have all our bars. Let's write our numbers. A is 250, so that's 250. B is 300. C is 225. D is 350. E 275 and F 325. So we have our bars all done on the graph. Now let's answer some questions. Out of A, B, C, D, E and F, which has the maximum value? As you can see, the maximum value is the one here, right here, and that is D, the bar shown by D. So the answer is D. So let's write down the answer, D. Question 2. Which is greater, A plus D or B plus E? Okay, now how much is A plus D? A plus D, let's see how much it is. How much is A? Now A, as you can see, is 250. So let's write that. A is 250 plus how much is D? D is 350. So let's write that 350. So let's add up 250 plus 350. So 0, 5 plus 5 is 10, carry 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. So A plus D is 600. Now we have to see B plus E. Now B plus E, let's see B plus E, how much it is. Now B is 300. As you can see, B is 300 here. You can also take it from the table. B is 300. And how much is E? E is 275. So let's add up these two. 300 plus 275. 5, 7, 3 plus 2 is 5. We have 575. So A plus D is 600. B plus E is 575. The question is which is greater? So A plus D, as you can see, is greater. So this is our answer. A plus D is greater. Question 7. The bar graph drawn below shows the number of tickets sold during a fair by 6 students. A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, so we have a bar graph here shown to us. The name of students are given, number of tickets sold. Now this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and we have our numbers in fours here. But you should remember this will be 2. So if this is 2, 4, then this will be 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so we have to be careful when we do our answers. We have to read this properly. Keep your ruler along the top of the bar and then you'll be able to get the right numbers. So as you can see on the x-axis, we have the name of students. On the y-axis, we have the number of tickets sold. Okay, so now let's start answering questions. First question, using the bar graph, answer the following questions. First one, how many tickets were sold by each of A, B, C, D, E and F? Okay, so let's begin our answers. How many tickets were sold by A? Now follow the top part of your bar and then use your ruler and touch the y-axis for you to get your number. So A has sold 16 tickets. Now let's go to B. B, now look at B. Now B is between 8 and 10. Between 8 and 10. Okay, 12 is there. The line in between is 10. So between 8 and 10, that means B is 9. B has sold 9 tickets. Now let's go to C. Now if you follow C carefully, you can see C is above 20 but below 22. Above 20, below 22, that means C is 21. Now let's see how many tickets were sold by D. Now D also follow carefully. You can see D is between 6 and 8. Between 6 and 8, that means D is 7. Let's go to E. E is the longest one here, so it's right on top and it's very clear. It's going straight up to 24. So E is equal to 24. That means E sold 24 tickets. Now let's see how many tickets were sold by F. So let's follow the bar and see the topmost part. Keep your ruler because it's the last bar. You mustn't go wrong here. Follow with your ruler, touch the line, and then you can see that it's above 14, below 16. That means it is 15. So F has sold 15 tickets. So these are the tickets sold by the students, 6 students, A, B, C, D, E and F. Now second question. who sold the least number of tickets? As you can see, D is the one, isn't it? You can see that the bar for D is the shortest. So the student D has sold the least number of tickets. So the answer is D. Now we're going to continue the same bar graph question on the next page. Okay, so here we still have the same bar graph. Who sold the maximum number of tickets? As you can see here, the tallest bar is E. So E has sold the maximum number of tickets. So your answer is E. Next questions. How many tickets were sold by A, B and C taken together? So A has sold, we said 16. So let's write the numbers on top so it becomes easier for us. B sold 9, C sold 21, D is 7, E is 24 and F is 15. So now the question is, how many tickets were sold by A, B and C taken together? So A is 16, B is 9 and C is 21. So let's add up these. 16 plus 9 plus 21. 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 plus 6 is 16, carry 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So A, B and C together sold 46 tickets. So we know that they have sold 46. Let's go on to the next question. How many tickets were sold by D, E and F taken together? So D is 7, E is 24 and F is 15. So let's add up these. 7 plus 24 plus 15. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. Carry 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is also 46. Next question. What is the average number of tickets sold per student? How do we calculate the average? We have to add up all the tickets sold and divide it by the number of students. So first we have to take the number of tickets sold. So total number of tickets sold. Okay, so we have to find that first and then divide it by the number of students, and then we will find the average number of tickets sold. So total number of tickets sold, now we can take these two numbers 46 and 46 because this 46 tells us the tickets sold by A, B and C, and this tells us the tickets sold by D, E and F. So if we add up these two, we will know the total number of tickets sold. So let's do that. So that is 46 plus 46. 6 plus 6 is 12, carry 1. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So we've got 92. Let's write that. So 92 is the total number of tickets sold divided by number of students. How many students are there? A, B, C, D and E and F will be 6 students. So we're going to divide 92 by 6. So let's divide 92 by 6. 6 ones are 6 minus 32. 32, so 6 fives are 30 minus 2. I'm going to continue my division by putting a point there and I'm going to carry that point on top. Now I can put zeros after the point here. Bring that 0 down. So it's 20. So that's 6. 3's are 18 minus 2. Again, I'll be bringing down a 0. Now this will go on because my remainder will be 2 each time and it will go on. So we can stop our division with this 15.3. So that means the average number of tickets sold per student is 15.3. So this is our answer, 15.3. Question 8. The following bar graph shows the number of students in various classes in a school in Delhi. So as you can see on the x-axis, the horizontal one, we have classes, and on the y-axis we have number of students. All the bars have been drawn and then now we need to answer questions based on this. First question. The number of students in each class 1, okay, starting with class 1. In class 1, now follow your bar, look at the topmost portion of the bar, keep your ruler in line with the y-axis and you will see that for the first bar it is 100 students. So in class 1, you have 100 students. Now let's look at class 2. In class 2 now, again follow the topmost portion of your bar for class 2 and put it in line with the y-axis. You will see that there are 90 students. So that is for class 2. Now class 3. Class 3, now again follow your bar, go to the topmost portion in line with the y-axis, and that shows that there are 100 children in class 3. Class 4. Now let's go to class 4. Look at the bar, it goes right up. Now follow that and touch the y-axis with the help of your ruler, and you will see it's touching 80. So that means in class 4 there are 80 students. Now class 5. In class 5, let's see how many students there are. Now again, follow your bar. Class 5 is going right up to the top, and you can see that it's in line with 120. That means in class 5, there are 120 students. Now let's go to class 6. Class 6 now, here follow the bar, go right up to the top. Again follow it with your ruler and touch the y-axis. You will see that there are 90 students. So class 6 has 90 students. Now let's look at class 7. Class 7, now this is the bar for class 7. Go right up to the top, follow with your ruler, touch the y-axis, you will see it's 70 students. Now the last bar, let's be careful because it's right at the end. You mustn't lose track of the line. So right up to the top, keep your ruler from here till the y-axis, and you will see that there are 50 students in class 8. So class 8, there are 50 students. So we've got all our students here from classes 1 to class 8. Okay, our next question, the total number of students from class 6 to 8. So we have just written it down here, isn't it? 6 we have 90, 7 we have 70, and 8 we have 50. That means we just have to add up these three numbers. So let's do that. Let's add up. Class 6 is 90, class 7 is 70, and class 8 is 50. So let's add up these three numbers. 90 plus 70 plus 50. 9 plus 7 is 16 plus 5 is 21. 210. So number of students from classes 6 to 8 is 210. So we'll go on to the next question with the same bar graph. Question 3. How many more students are there in class 5 compared to class 6? So what we'll do is above each bar, let's write down the numbers. In class 1, we have 100 students. In class 2, 90. Class 3, 100. Class 4, 80. Class 5 is 120. Class 6 is 90. 7, 70. And class 8, we have 50. So the question now is, how many more students are there in class 5 compared to class 6? So as you can see, class 5, we have 120 students, and class 6, we have 90 students. So definitely class 5 has more students. How many more students do they have? We find that out by subtracting. So let's subtract 120 minus 90. So let's do that. 120 minus 90. 0. Now borrow. 12 minus 9 is 3. So what do we have here? 30 students more. So class 5 has 30 students more when compared to class 6. Question 4. We need to find the total number of students from class 1 to class 8. So let's write down all the students from class 1 to class 8 and then add it up. So we have 100 plus 90 plus, in class 3 we have 100 again, then class 4 we have 80, plus class 5 is 120, then class 6 is 90, class 7 is 70, and class 8 is 50. So let's add up all these now. So that's 100, 90, 100 again, then 80, 120, 90, 70 and 50. So we need to add up all these to find the total number. So the first column is all zeros. Then we go on to the second column. 9 plus 8 is 17. 17 plus 2 is 19. 19 plus 9 is 28. 28 plus 7 is 35. 35 plus 5 is 40. So that's 0 carry 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 700. So the total number of students from class 1 to class 8 is 700. Question 9. So here we've been given a bar graph, and based on this we have to answer a few questions. So let's begin. The column graph given shows the number of patients examined by Dr. V.K. Bansal on different days of a particular week. So here, looking at the graph, we can see that on the y-axis, now this is the y-axis, on the y-axis, number of patients are shown, and on the x-axis, the days of the week are shown. So this is telling us how many patients were examined by the doctor on different days of a particular week. Now we're going to answer certain questions. First one, on which day were the maximum number of patients examined? So let's look at all the bars and look out for the tallest bar. The tallest bar is this one in yellow, and this is on Tuesday. So that means on Tuesday, the maximum number of patients were examined. So we've got the answer to the first question. Second one, on which day were the least number of patients examined? Look for the smallest bar. So the smallest bar, as you can see, is Friday. The brown one, this is the smallest bar. So that means on Friday, the least number of patients were examined. So that is Friday. The third question, on which days were an equal number of patients examined? So let's see, let's look out for two bars that are equal in height. So let's begin here and let's see if there's anything equal in height. Yes, we can see the one in red and the one in green are equal in height. That means on these 2 days, Sunday and Thursday, there were an equal number of patients examined. So let's write our answer, Sunday and Thursday. So these are the 2 days. Next question. What is the total number of patients examined in the week? So now we need to find the total number. So we have to count for each day. So let's count and mark it there on the bar graph itself first. So on Sunday, we have 50, as you can see. On Monday, we have 40. Use your ruler, place it in such a way that the topmost portion of the bar graph is touching the y-axis. So you get an idea. You get the correct number, 70. Then on Wednesday also we have a little more than 50 there, so that is 60. Remember, Sunday and Thursday are the same, so that's 50. Now Friday is 30. So we're going to add up all these and see. So let's start with Sunday. Sunday is 50 plus 40 plus 70. Then we have 60. Then we have 50 and we have 30. So we're going to add up all these and see what we get. So let's begin to add. We'll start with 50. So we have 50, then 40, 70, 60, 50 and 30. Okay, so let's add all this up. So 0, then we have 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 7 is 16, 16 plus 6 is 22, 22 plus 5 is 27, 27 plus 3 is 30. So totally we have 300. So the total number of patients examined in the week is 300. So we've got our answer to this question. Question 10. A student spends his pocket money on various items as given. Books 380 rupees, postage 30 rupees, cosmetics 240 rupees, stationery 220 rupees and entertainment 120 rupees. Now we have to draw a bar graph to show his expenses. So first we have a graph sheet ready. Then we draw our x-axis, which is the horizontal line. Then we have the y-axis, which is the vertical line. Then we show all the markings on the y-axis. Next step, what are you showing on the x-axis? Items. What are you showing on the y-axis? Expenses, and expenses will be in rupees. Now, what is the title of this? Okay, you can write students' expenses, isn't it? A student. We're talking about one student. So, a student's expenses we're going to show in the form of a graph. This is quite interesting, isn't it? So, we will know how much he spent and where he spent more. Okay, so now we have to think of a scale. A scale is what you are going to show on the y-axis for each centimeter. So here 1 centimeter is actually this first point here, first marking on the y-axis. Now before you start thinking of a scale, you have to look at all the numbers given to you. Now we have all these numbers. Which is the biggest one? We are starting with 380, 30, 240, 220 and 120. As you can see, 380 is the biggest number. That means on your y-axis you have to show 380. To get 380 there, how can you start marking on the y-axis so that you reach 380? Now we can think of starting with tens. Then you need to have 38 markings, isn't it? 38 into 10 is 380. Now that's going to be difficult. So we can think of 50s. So we can have the first marking as 50, then 100, 150, 200. Or we can even think of 2 centimeters to be 100. It's the same as 1 centimeter being 50. So here, if we have 1 centimeter as 50 rupees is what we are talking about. So in that case, 2 centimeters will be 100 rupees. Isn't it? 2 centimeters will be 100. So let's try and mark it that way. So we have 100. The first marking I've shown here is 100. That means this is 50. So 1 centimeter is 50, 2 is 100. So you can take every 2. Okay, skip 1 and go to the next one. Skip 1 and go. So it's easy to write your numbers. Okay, so let's do that. 100. Then we have skipped 1 and gone 200, 300, 400, 500. So we have up to 500 here so that we can mark all that we need to. You can even stop with 400. Now remember, this first marking is 50. Then we have 100, so the next one will be 150. Okay, let's keep this in mind and start working out. So now let's begin with the first one. Now books, according to the question, books is 380 rupees. So look out for 380 here. So this is 350. Then look out for 60, 70 and 80. Take every 2 small markings, there small lines there, and draw the first graph. So the first bar is nice and broad and it's gone up to 380. So let's write there rupees 380. And what is this standing for? For books. Now let's look at the next one. Second one is postage. Postage is 30 rupees. So where will we find 30? This is 50. So 30 will be below that. So in line with that, draw your second bar. So the second bar is this. It's a very short one because it's only 30 and this is standing for postage. So that is postage. And how much is that? Postage is 30 rupees. So let's write that above it. Postage 30 rupees. Now let's go on to the third one. Cosmetics is 240. So look out for 200 first and then 250. So 240 is below that. Two little lines below that will be 240. So let's draw our next bar. Next bar is this. It's going up to 240. Do it with the help of your ruler. And now this is standing for cosmetics. Cosmetics is, the expenditure is 240 rupees. Now look out for the next one, that is stationery. Stationery is 220. That means it's below 240. It's above 200. Okay, so we're going to do that in line with 220 rupees. So that is our next bar. This is the next one and this is stationery, which is 220 rupees. Now the last one is entertainment. 120 rupees. So where is 100? 100 is here, 150 is here. So here you have 120. Remember, 100 and 150, half of that is 125. So just the line just below that will be 120. So get your 120, the bar, and do it. Okay, so this is 120 and this is for entertainment. So entertainment, how much of money did he spend? He spent 120 rupees. So we have drawn the bar graph showing a student's expenses. So looking at this, you can easily make out he spent the most on books. That is the tallest bar. And then he spent the least on postage, which is the smallest bar. So with this, children, we come to the end of this exercise. Thank you, children.